What's going on, guys? This is Nate from the Script Academy welcoming you to another test hand video here on the channel. Today we are doing some test hands, going first as well as going second, for my Invoked Shaddoll Dogmatika deck that I profiled earlier this week. I did just profile this, so hopefully it goes okay when it comes to actually doing test hands. I did pile shuffle a few times and just shuffle it up to make sure it's nice and randomized, because usually when I do a deck profile and then try and do any kind of test hands, it's all kind of funky when it comes to having cards all stuck together, depending on how I profiled it. So I am going to be doing multiple going first, multiple going second. We're going to go back and forth, just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and we're going to see how well we can do. So I got a field center here for us. We're going to go ahead. I will let my opponent cut the deck, and we're going to go from there. So alright, so we are going first. This first time we've got a Dogmatika Ecclesia, Nadir Servant, Shaddoll Dogmatika, Windy, and a Fleur-de-lis. So unfortunately, with this hand right here, I'm not doing much. I'm gonna be honest with you. When it all comes down to it, I am not doing much with this hand. Most I could probably do, since I'm going first. Man, it's rough. I don't even want to do the Dogmatika Ecclesia yet because I'm not getting much out of it. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the Windy, and then I'm just going to activate the Servant. Servant will send the Apollone, and we're going to add the Maximus. Wherever it may be, there's a Maximus. We'll add the Maximus. And then the Apollone effect will go off, and that's going to add us the Schism. If I can find it. There it is. Add the Schism. And discarding the Squamata off the Apollone. And then Squamata effect we can send again. From there, I want to say... So we actually haven't used the Windy effect yet. So I want to send the Windy. So we set the Windy, but we're going to send the Windy because this is still our first turn. And we're going to set the Hedgehog, just because we haven't actually gotten to any kind of summoning yet, so we don't have Shaddoll Fusion in our hand. And so because we have two monsters that are set now, what we can do is have a little bit of defense here, just in case. And then from there, we have Fleur-de-lis, we have Ecclesia, and we have Maximus, so we have a negate if we want to, we have pop if we want to, and then this can also add as well. And then we're just going to set the Schism. Schism effect during the during their turn, we can banish either the Windy, the Squamata. I'm probably going to do Squamata, as well as the we'll just do the Windy and the Squamata here. Leave the Apollone in case we want to go into anything with Invoked for the Aguadoides. But from there, we can just go straight into the window with the Schism, and depending on what they're playing, Schism can also send from the field to grave if it's a dark. And then that's all we got for our first turn. So we've stopped their play there. Hopefully it did something with that. Not the best, but if either of these are flipped up, we can add, and we can special face down, so we get some kind of stoppage there. We also have a negate here if we want to, because now the wind is out. So if we want to have a negate there, we can, and then if we draw into a invocation, and then we can actually start doing some stuff. So not a bad first hand, I am going to go ahead, pile shuffle up again, and as I'm doing these, I'm sure that it's going to get a little bit more mixed up, I'm hoping, and we will see just how well I can do. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle up real quick. I'm going to see what happens when I'm going second this time. I'm going to be trying to break board. Alright, I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I have just finished up pile shuffling. I'm going to finish up doing a little riffle, hand it off to my opponent, and we're going to be going second this time to see how well we can do. Hopefully it can do better. The first one was a little bit rough just because the deck did just get profiles, so everything was kind of all together. So we just got to make sure everything's nice and mixed up. Hand it off to our opponent, they can do a final cut for us. Alright, now we're going to be going second. So they do their stuff, they do a board. We're going to see what we can do to stop it, if we can stop anything. Squamata, Meltdown, Dragon, Invocation, and Ecclesia. Alright, so this is our opening hand. We don't have any kind of negates or any kind of interruptions, that's fine. We're just going to say they do their play. And of course we draw the one card that we would have used against them right after they're done with it, so that's awesome. But alright, so we've got everything that we need right here. We're going to go ahead and see what we can do. So we're going to go ahead and activate our Meltdown over in the corner to add our Alistair the Invoker. Now usually, I haven't seen them ash the Meltdown recently. What they like to do is just have Alistair on the field summoned, activating its effect, and then negate there. Is usually what I see. So I'm going to play it that way, as if they let the Meltdown go through, but they're going to stop the Alistair. So we're going to summon Alistair, activate its effect, they're going to negate him. Am I playing that because I already have Invocation and it actually still works? Maybe. Am I playing it that way because that's how I would have played it? Also maybe, but we'll go from there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to link off the Alistair. That goes to the grave, into the Artemis. And then we have Invocation, Ecclesia, Squamata, Dragon, as well as Draw Unlock. Draw Unlock's going to be for their next turn. Invocation right here. So there's two things that we can do when it comes down to it. When I see this, I'm seeing that I need to have at least one negate on the board to break things. But if I'm trying to break their board right now, I don't entirely know if Macabre is the play. Because yes, that's a negate, it can help, but at the same time, I feel like it's not actually getting me where I want to be. But we're going to play it as if it is, and we're going to go with it. So we're going to activate the Invocation, finishing the Alistair and the Artemis to go into our Macabre. We're going to activate the Invocation effect to bring back the Alistair to our hand by shuffling the Invocation into the deck. So then we have the Alistair back in hand, so we can boost him by 1,000 if we want. We've got a Draw Unlock to stop them on their turn. We have Shaddoll, Dragon, and Squamata if we want to do anything with that. When it comes down to it with this, I'm trying to see how I want to do it, because I kind of want to, next turn if I can, summon, grab the Invocation, and go, do something with Squamata and go into Caliga, so I can dump with the Squamata, maybe the Windy, to get into the Fusion. That might be a good play. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to special the Ecclesia, activate its effect, adding the Fleur de Lis, because that will at least get me an additional negate, as well as I can do a little attack boost there. So I have double negate, as well as she can't be destroyed by monsters that are in attack position, or by monsters from the extra deck, in attack position I guess, in battle. So we got the negate, so Omni negate, monster negate, stop hand. I guess that's kind of good. We'll go with it. So their turn, they do some stuff. We'll go ahead, we'll special the Fleur de Lis, we'll negate their monster effect. They activate another card. We'll negate with the Macabre, discarding the Dragon. And I believe that's a cost, so you don't get the Dragon effect, which is fine. We just have to negate that. So we negated two things. Probably took a little bit of damage along the way, but we're good to go. My turn comes around, we're going to draw for turn. We do end up having the Shaddoll Fusion in hand. That's actually kind of unfortunate, but it's okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to normal summon the Alistair the Invoker. We're going to add the Invocation. We are going to activate the Shaddoll Fusion, because Shaddoll Fusion says you can fuse from your hand or field. So we're going to fuse together the Squamata and the Macabre. And that's going to go into our construct. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2 Squamata. So Squamata is also going to send. So Squamata is going to send the Windy. Construct is going to send the... I feel like I want to add or send the Schism here. Windy effect will set one. So we're just going to set the Beast. We're going to link 2 here with Dogmatica, Ecclesia, the Virtuous, and Construct into Verte. Then we're going to activate Construct's effect, adding back the Schism. Then we'll activate the Invocation, banishing the Invoker and the Macabre Engrave. Or we can do the Ecclesia. We'll just do the Ecclesia for a second Macabre. Then we'll shuffle back the Invocation to add the Invoker. Have the Schism set. So we've got a negate. We didn't really do anything with the Predaplan Vertanicana, but that's fine. That's just going to be there just so we could get the Construct Engrave to get back to the Schism. Because then on their turn we can activate the Schism, banish the Windy and Esquamata to go into Winda. So then we have Winda, Macabre, draw and lock in hand, as well as an Alistair to bump either of these if they try and attack. Probably the Winda. Bump that, and then if we have to, we can do this. And then if they flip this up, we can add, or we can draw 2. So then we have a negate for this. So we draw 2 there, discard 1. We have a trap, off Beast. We have Macabre and Winda. All right. So that was our very first going second hand. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle up real quick, and then we will go ahead and we'll see how we do going first, and try and step an actual board this time. Now that the deck is finally getting a little bit more shuffled up and mixed in. So, be right back. Alrighty, so we have pile shuffled up. We are good to go. I didn't shuffle as much as I did last time. Hopefully that doesn't come to bite me in the butt. We'll find out. We are going to be going first this time to try and set up a board. I want to try and get at least 2 negates on the field, maybe a Winda. We're going to see what we can do. Alright, give it to our opponent, let them cut. And we're going to draw for turn. We have Impermanence, that's a good negate. Effect Field is also a good negate. Aerial, Fleur-de-Lis, and Meltdown. So from there, we'll go ahead and we'll activate the Meltdown. Normal summoning the, or adding the Alistair the Invoker. Normal summon the Alistair the Invoker. Adding our Invocation to hand. Whoa, I threw my entire deck. We're good though. Nothing broke, nothing bent. We're good to go. Alright, so adding the Invocation, we'll link off into the Artemis. We'll activate the Invocation because this will allow us to 1, 2, there we go. Macabre will be our third summon. That way if anything happens and they try and want to nib us later on, we have the Macabre there. We'll shuffle our Invocation back, adding the Alistair. And honestly, when it comes down to it, I don't think they're doing much during their turn, just because we have a negate, we have a negate, we have a negate, and we have a negate. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have monster effect, monster. We got 3 monster effects, and then negate there as well. And then we can pump him by 1,000. So it doesn't look like we have a lot on the field right now, but just with these 3 alone plus this is pretty dumb. So I'm gonna go ahead and call that a success. Next turn if we need to, we have triple tactics if we need it, but we're just going to be doing more stuff here. So I think that we're good to go. Yeah, no, this is good. I like it. Good first hand. We have, what, 4 negates there? Dumbly. So we didn't even do much, but I'll take it. So let's go ahead, we'll shuffle up again. We'll go second, and we'll see if we can do anything. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, so we are finally back. This time we're going to be going second again. This turns into Breaking Board, seeing if we can do anything with that. Our opponent just cut. We have a Schism, which isn't going to help us at all, and Effect Failure, which is maybe going to help us, Nadir Servant, Ecclesia, and a Terraforming. So with this hand going second, kind of crappy. They'll go first. I'll try and do something. I have a negate there, which is decent. Say that stopped their entire thing. I don't know. Maybe they summoned a Fluffle Dog and they needed to add, and that's it. So we drew into a Magical Meltdown. We're gonna go ahead and terraform it here to draw out the Ash Blossom. Maybe they shotgun it there. That'd be nice. We can activate the Magical Meltdown after they've shotgunned the Ash. Add the Alistair. Normal summon the Alistair to do Invocation. We can then link off the Alistair into the Artemis. Activate the Invocation, banishing the Alistair and the Artemis to go into the Macabre. Shuffle back the Invocation to add the Alistair to hand. And we have a Light in the Grave, unfortunately. So we're going to go ahead and we will Nadir Servant. But we already have the Schism, so that's okay. So we will Nadir Servant. We're going to send the... Let's see here. Apocalone. Apocalone effect, or we're going to add first, so we'll add off of the... We'll add the Maximus, actually. Add Maximus. From there, we will set the Schism. So we've got Schism down. We're going to special the Ecclesia because we're now done with the extra deck, so that's fine. We have to discard one off of that, actually. So I kind of want to send this, but I want to keep this. We'll just send the Alistair. We'll keep the Maximus in hand. We'll add off the Ecclesia now, and we're going to add the Fleur-de-Lis. So we got that. Alright, so from there, we've got... Actually, we haven't even added off the Apocalone yet, so we'll just add a... We already have the Schism, so we'll add a Fusion for later. For next turn if I need it. Because then we can special the Dogmatika. Fleur-de-Lis negate a monster's effect on their field. This will bump this up as well since we are going second. From there we will banish the El Shaddoll Apocalone, specialing the Dogmatika Maximus, activate its effect, and we're going to send the Titaniclad as well as Entis. We actually want to get a dark, or we want to get some kind of thing into the grave here, so we'll just send... I don't really want to send the other Apocalone since we already used the effect, so I won't do that. We'll send a Winda. That's fine. Yeah. Winda is fine. We'll have the Winda there in the grave with the Titaniclad. And then we have Shaddoll Fusion in hand, so we have negate, attack, so that's good there. He boosts their attacks up to 2,000, 3,000, 2,000. At 25, Shaddoll Fusion in hand for a negate if we need to off that. And then we can banish the Schism, or for the Schism during my turn, for that to go into the, wherever you may be, a window. So, decent going second hand, I want to say. You did get lots of damage on board. Wasn't a lot of destruction, unfortunately, so we just had to have hoped that the effect failure stopped a whole lot of the stuff, which unfortunately, when it comes down to going second nowadays, that doesn't really work out too well. You have to negate monster effects with that, negate monster effects with Macabre, and then try and go in with power. So that is our second hand. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll shuffle up again, and we will see what happens going first. I'll be right back. Alrighty, we have finished pile shuffling. I'm going to hand it off to my opponent. We are going first this time. We're going to try and build a little bit of a board. That way we can try and do some negates there. We'll let them get it cut. And we're going to see what we can get. We have a Schism, which is good for us. Aerial. We have Hedgehog, Terraforming, and a Meltdown. So again, per usual when it comes to opening both of these, activate this first so they can draw out the Ash. Hopefully I don't have the draw unlock. Activate the Meltdown. Add the Alistair. Summon the Alistair. Add the Invocation. From here we will link off for the Artemis. So right here with Invocation, it says that you can fusion summon from your extra deck using monsters from your hand as fusion materials, but if summoning from for an invoked monster, you can banish from the field or the graveyard. So when it comes down to it, you could do a Macabre here, but what else you could do? So because we have Schism already, we could do a negate here, which is good. Have this, but I want to get this Hedgehog in the grave. Just so we can do, or Aerial. Aerial is good too, just so we can get either one of them in the grave. So when it comes down to it, this is going to sound real dumb, but we're going to do I want to do that though? That's the question. See, I'm asking myself these questions as I'm doing it. I don't think I want to do that, just because I want to get that on the field. So we'll activate Invocation, sending these two to the grave. And now we need to do either a dark Alright, so what we'll do is we'll actually go into the window here. Where are you at? We'll go into the window here. And we have the Schism. So what we're actually going to do during my opponent's turn is, since we already have the window, they are going to be doing one summon. So we can activate the Schism, banishing 2 to go into the Apocolone during their turn. And we can do another banish, or ascend with the Schism because of that, but we can negate 2. So we have 1 negate and we have only 1 summon as well. So that's very good. Or what you can do instead is, if we backtrack a little bit, so if, say we go into the Apocolone first, have this set, and you have the Alistair in grave, you can banish with the Schism for these 2 after they've done the summon to go into your window, and then you have the Invoker banished. So then you can actually shuffle back the Invocation on your turn to add the Alistair. And you've already added off the Hedgehog because of the draw. So let's say we added the Dragon, because it was sent to the grave off the first Invocation activation. And then from there, since we've negated their effect, if we did this going second, we stop their 1 summon there. We can normal summon the Invoker during our turn, add the Invocation we shuffled back, then we can activate it, banishing these 2 to go into Macabre. So then you have negate, if this was going second, we have the 1 summon, and then we have the Macabre there. So it kind of depends on how you want to do it, but all in all, I think it went pretty well. But yeah, I think that's all we've got for that field. We do have this for later on as well in our hand, and that's gone as well. So yeah, that's what we've got there. We'll go ahead, I'll shuffle up one last time, and we'll see if we can do any better on our going second trying to break a board. But going first, pretty good. Alright, here we go. Let's go ahead and shuffle up, and we'll see one last time. Going second, breaking boards. Be right back. Alright, we have pile shuffled our last time, thankfully. Glad it's a 40 card deck instead of a 60. We're going to hand it off to our opponent, and we're going to see if we can break a board, or if we can stop a board, if we can do anything with our hand traps, and we'll see what happens there. So we'll give it off to our opponent. They'll give us a nice cut. We're going to draw our first 5. We'll see what happens. We have Ecclesia, Genius, Shaddoll Fusion, Alistair, and Squamos. We don't have anything that can stop their effects from going off, so they're going to be able to build their board, unfortunately. We do draw into a Invoker, though. So what I would do here is I'm going to activate the El Shaddoll Fusion with the Genius and the Dragon. And we're going to go into an Apocalone. We're guessing that they set up their field a little bit here. Just because of how everything went, we didn't have any kind of negates. So Apocalone will activate, targeting their one monster on their field, negating its effects. Genius, Chainlink 2 will also activate, targeting one of the monsters, negating effects. And then Dragon will also activate, popping a back row. So if they had anything going on there, we popped back row, we've negated 2 effects. We've kind of broken a little bit of their board, I'm hoping. We'll normal summon our Apocalone. We'll normal summon our Alistair. Sorry, I was looking right at the Apocalone when I said that. Normal summon the Alistair. Alistair will add the Invocation. I feel like it's the same song and dance with this portion of it because you're always going to be just linking off the Alistair into the Artemis, but it's honestly the best play. So let's put it over on this side actually. We'll activate the Invocation here. We've done 1 summon. This is our 2nd summon, 3rd summon here. So we'll do Macabre. Shuffle back the Invocation. Add the Alistair back. We're going to special summon the Dogmatika. Add the Fleur-de-Lis. Actually, in this moment, just the way that everything's set up, instead of doing... Okay, so we could either add the Fleur-de-Lis here. We're going to walk through it together. We can add the Fleur-de-Lis here. Special summon it. Negate an effect again, so we've had 3 negates plus a pop, so we can do that play. Good. You attack for that, so 2,000, 3,000, 25 plus either 1,000 or 25 plus 1,000, one of those. If you don't want to discard there, you have a negate with the Macabre there as well. So 4 negates plus a pop with the Dragon, plus that, which is pretty good. Or if you want to be spicy about it, and you want to go for game instead, so you'll add the Maximus instead of the Fleur-de-Lis. You won't get the attack boost, but you could do something else with that as well if you wanted to. But I'm going to say we did this instead. If you wanted to, you could add the Maximus if you think that you're not going to be able to beat them this turn, just because I don't think it's the best hand. So if you don't want to do that, you don't add the Fleur, you add the Maximus. You don't have anything in your grave yet to banish, unfortunately, so you would have had to have linked something off here prior to going into your Dogmatika Ecclesia. So again, the Fleur probably would have been the best play here, just to get as much on board as you can. So you get 1 negate, 2 negate, 3 negate, 4 negate, pop. Thought that was turning into a song. Plus your Alistair the Invoker to build attack. If this goes to grave somehow, you can add the Schism, and then you already have a dark, so you can go into your window. But yeah, that is our last test hand of the day. I'm tired, so we're gonna go and end it there. If you did enjoy our test hands, make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure that notification bell, because all your support is greatly appreciated. If you did see any combos from any of the cards in these hands that I drew that you would do other things for it, make sure to leave those in the comment section below, because others, myself included, want to know those combos or those plays that I would make or you would make instead, just so you can do even better with it. But yeah, that is all I've got for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Now, if you did enjoy this sort of test hand video, make sure to let me know in the comment section below, because I want to know if I want to keep doing these or not. Sometimes I feel like I get some good ideas out of it, sometimes I don't. So I just want to see if I should be keeping doing this or if I should do something else instead. We do have some cool ideas coming your way soon, so make sure to stay around for those, and make sure to stay tuned for later this week as well, because I do have a live duel coming your way with this deck in action. That's all I've got for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, this is Nate from the Academy, signing off for now. Peace out.